taking the University of Boya to Ikonolinga. What is the hidden agenda behind it? That is the subject of the message I bring to you today. Again, taking the University of Boya to Ikonolinga. That is the subject of this message. I am Chris Anu, your communication secretary, and today is August the 18th, Wednesday, August the 18th, in the year of our Lord, 2021. Fellow Ambazonians, on August the 12th, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Boya, Ngomo Horace Manga, issued a statement inviting members of the university's Senate for an important meeting that will take place this Friday, August 20th. According to the statement, the most important agenda of the meeting will be to discuss, and I quote, creation of the University of Boya Campus Annex in Ikonolinga, end of quote. A follow-up statement unsigned by anyone from the university threw a little bit of light on how the idea of University of Boya Annex Ikonolinga came about. It states that a 15-man delegation from Ikonolinga, led by the council's mayor, paid a visit to UB on April the 23rd this year. The delegation expressed a desire to see the University of Boya become, and I quote again, a veritable partner in the development of Ikonolinga community, end of quote. Now, let me quote extensively from that document. In the boardroom of the Central Administrative Building, the mayor of Ikonolinga told UB authorities that the people of Ikonolinga are requesting the University of Boya to consider going beyond its campus with its teaching and research activities. UB's research output can harness Ikonolinga community, and that the people of Ikonolinga are confident that UB has the capacity to transform the natural resources of Ikonolinga to create wealth for the community, especially in the area of agriculture. The statement read, alarm bells have since been ringing within Amazonian territory once the two statements were made public. And rightly so, of course. Many see and fear a repeat of history. History that isn't so good in our ears. History checkered with fraud, ladies and gentlemen. History that is full with aggravations. A history of rape. The rape of the essence of the southern Cameroons. Cast Bambili, the Cameroon Bank, Ombe, Power Cam, Wada. Our airports and seaports should serve here as reminders. Fellow Ambazonians, there is something that just doesn't smell right in this University of Boya Annex thing in Ikonolinga. I smell a rat in the whole thing, and I will explain to you. Make no mistake. Again, make no mistake. The idea of a University of Boya Annex isn't the problem here, not at all. All over the world, renowned universities have been known to create annex and affiliate campuses wherever and whenever. It just depends on what they hope to achieve. So the problem here is not the idea of UB Annex. The problem, and I wish you really pay attention to it, ladies and gentlemen, is where this annex, the very first one in that matter, is going to. Akonolinga isn't in Meme. It is not in Indian, not in Libialem, not in Manu or in Kupe Mwaniguba. Akonolinga is in Betilan, in the center region of La République du Cameroon. So the question that begs for an answer is, why not just create the University of Akonolinga? Why a University of Boya annex, when it will take no effort, just a decree for that matter, to create another university in Akonolinga? This is the problem. The fact is that there is an agenda here that no one sees yet. And I will explain to you exactly what it is. Throughout our history with French Cameroon, when they set out to destroy any of our institutions, they first of all got it transferred to their part of the country. Once it is there, it's only a matter of time for it to crumble and to bow out of existence. We have previously reported the examples of Nanga Company Limited, Niba Automobile Limited, which was located in Mutengene, the Marketing Board, the West Cameroon Bank, the Cameroon Industrial Forest CIF with sawmills in Etam, Kumba, and Moyoka. They were lured to move to La République du Cameroon. But they went under in less than no time the moment they relocated to La République du Cameroon. What we hear and smell in this University of Boya Annex Akonolinga is the beginning of the death of the University of Boya as we know it. It is the beginning of the desecration that we ultimately reduce UB to a name on paper only. Ambazonians, please listen to the sound of my voice today. What is about to happen is exactly a replay of Cast Bambili all over again. We recall that in 1962, right after our independence on October 1, 1961, Ahidjo visited the United States, and President John F. Kennedy awarded funding for the construction of the first Anglo-Saxon university to be built in West Cameroon. That university was supposed to be Cast Bambili, but this is what happened. Ahidjo deceived Foncha. In the place of a university in Bambili, he built a high school in Bambili and used the rest of the funds to build University of Yaoundé, what is today known as Yaoundé University 1. How about the seaport project in Victoria? Once they saw the prospects of a better seaport in Victoria, they developed Kribi and told us that after Kribi, Victoria was going to be next. Victoria, ladies and gentlemen, was never qualified to be first because it found itself in this side of the Mongol. But come to think of it, what has happened to Victoria since finishing work in Kribi? All the money is then diverted to maintaining Kribi, and Victoria project can rot in hell, isn't it? UB, University of Boya, will equally rot in hell once UB Akonolinga Annex materializes. That's a little secret. Once they have created the so-called University of Boya Akonolinga, the University of Boya is going to become second fiddle. And what does that mean? It means that the University of Boya would then have to share her meager resources with Akonolinga Annex. Funding grants meant exclusively for the University of Boya will be diverted in their entirety to Akonolinga. The university will be robbed of those finances, and nobody will ever tell you that grants meant for Boya are going to Akonolinga. Because the lackeys in Boya won't nurture the audacity to raise their voices in protest. Why? Of course, because they have to keep their friends, they have to keep their appointments, keep their connections, plus the power they wear. The story will be told that the grants were meant for Akonolinga Annex only. University of Boya Akonolinga Annex is essentially the way to suck funding from the University of Boya itself. And when you have sucked the funding, you have basically killed the institution. University of Boya Akonolinga is where our best lecturers and professors in Boya, in the southern Cameroons, will be moved to. That is the hidden agenda. In Cameroon, universities are created by mere decree from the almighty head of state. What stops the elite of Akonolinga, some of whom are the most powerful power players in that country, from setting up a purely Anglo-Saxon university in Akonolinga, if they so desperately need one, and employing the work of expats or expatriates to develop it to standard? What stops them? Why does it have to be University of Boya Annex when Boya barely has the resources to manage the meager infrastructure it has? Why? Boya cannot even boast of classrooms at the recently created HTTTC in Kumba, but Boya will be sponsoring an annex in Akonolinga. Boya was created to meet the Anglo-Saxon educational needs of southern Cameroonians. You will think that if anything, Boya should be thinking of setting up annex campuses in Ekondo Titi, in Mamfe, in Menji, in Mundamba, among others, to bring the campuses nearer to the people. But hell no, their eyes are in Akonolinga. Their eyes are in a francophone system, ladies and gentlemen. Everything, and I mean everything, will be watered down there. And they will then migrate it back to Boya, and Boya will be dead. We must resist this now, and I mean now. Before UB, that was fought and paid for with the blood of southern Cameroonian, gets drained under. Vice Chancellor Ngomo Horace and the entire Senate of the University of Boya, that is about deliberating over this matter, on Friday should remember our history. The history of Cass Bambeli, the history of Victoria and Kribi Seaports, the history of our National Marketing Board, the Cameroon Bank, and others. Nothing, and I mean nothing, goes to La Republique du Cameroon and returns home the same. They should be reminded, the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor should be reminded that it is Ekondo Titi, it is Menji, it is Bangam, it is Mamfe, it is Kumba, not Akonolinga that needs the annex campuses. Fellow Ambazonians, this is one of the reasons for which we are at war today with La Republique du Cameroon. Collectively, we must decide to take over our destiny as we started. They are not going to give it to us. Let's all remain very observant as to which officials will sign the transfer of UB to Yaoundé in Akonolinga. Should UB set up campuses anywhere in French Cameroon, then those who facilitate it must be hastily ejected out of Ambazonia as soon as that happens. It is our responsibility. It is our duty. God bless you and thanks for listening. Again, this came to you from Chris Anu. God bless you all.